Yeah, so we could kick it off as part of here because most of this is trying to find out like your origin story, hopefully not villain origin.
Oh,
But
sweet.
so let's kick it off with that. Like, take us back to when you were baby Zach, not even the GM. Like when you first started playing D&D or
Oh
any
man,
TTRPG.
man. So it's kind of funny because I was technically playing D&D without actually playing D&D when I was a kid. I don't know if you're familiar with Hero Clicks,
Mm.
like the superhero things with the little bases. My friends and I, we would play basically D&D, but we would tell stories, but use the Hero Clicks rules to play through stories and things like that. And then I heard about D&D, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty fun. I was like, it'd be cool to. Wish I could. I've been playing the whole time, but I was like, I wish I could play. And then I dabbled here and there, and I really didn't get like super into it until I was in the military, and a lot of times just bored, nothing to do, and I was like, hey, you guys want to play some D&D? And they're like, oh sure. So we still dabbled a little bit. It was pretty fun. I've been a forever GM literally since before I was actually playing D&D. I've always been the GM somehow. I like it, but yeah, so we played a few games, and then I always joke here like tragedy strikes. I got hurt really bad in the military.
Oof.
I'm actually 100% disabled
Mm.
through VA, and because I was actually wanting to be a professional wrestler like WWE. I
Oh.
spent my entire life preparing for that. I did martial arts, I did musicals, theater, like all this stuff, which funnily enough goes right into D&D, which is great. But and that's when I got hurt. I had to retire, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I was, it was a bad time.
Mm.
But I ended up having to see a therapist, and they were like, well, you need to find something else that you can do, to take this energy and all this passion you have for this and put it into something else. I was like, well, I mean, I love playing D&D, but like I don't know. I guess I can give it a try. It's hard to get people in the military to play. There's a lot of stigma, and people are always moving around, everything. So thankfully I found a group, I guess. I mean, it was always changing, but there was like one or two people that really were consistent, which was cool. But yeah, so we played a bit and played a bit, and I was like, this is a lot of fun. And then I started like really falling back in love with the game, and I was like, man, wrestling and D&D are basically the same in my opinion. Like you're telling a story, you're using a lot of dramatic flair, a lot of characters, voices, doing all of these great things. And I was like, man, I can really take all this stuff that I've done, like I said, musical, theater, even martial arts stuff, everything, and like I was like, oh, I can really channel this into playing games. So then I just started playing and playing and playing and playing, and then oh man, that was like I don't know, that was like 15 years ago. Oh, I'll be old now, but um, oh yeah, almost 15. But yeah, so like I started playing a bunch, and then eventually COVID hit, and I was like, man, like I can't play anymore. So then I switched to the online stuff, and that's when I really started discovering like maps and all these cool little things, and like literally just I have this like this is just one thing. I have terrain all over my table right now because I've started falling in love with like the other stuff outside of just telling the stories. You got the miniatures, you got the maps, you got the terrain pieces, you got like the status condition stuff, like you got the little rings. Like there's so many fun things. So like every time I would get really burnt out or bored on something, I would be like, wait, that's a thing you can do with D&D, and then I'd fall right back in love to it. So yeah, it's been a very fun journey
Yeah.
for a while. And then, sorry, I was rambling there. Did you also ask about like how did it turn into the pro stuff?
Yeah, I mean, well, so generally you started from hero clicks that kind of like got you into the, I guess, the nerd mindset for these things. So wrestling interesting. So I want to talk a little bit on that. So for
Wow.
wrestling, was that? So we're talking like WWE, like theatrical wrestling. Okay, nice, nice. What
Actually,
was?
I have people that I've gone up the scene with that have actually made it to WWE and stuff too. Like I would call them more acquaintances, but still, I was like,
Yeah,
I interacted with these people. We went to multiple shows together, and I saw them on TV. I was like, oh, it could have been me, but it was, so, well,
like
life
life works out.
get hurt, and I don't regret the whole situation because getting hurt made me go see a therapist. I
Hmm.
didn't want to. They made me in the middle. They're like, "Yeah, go see." I was like, "Oh," but I ended up falling in love with therapy, and actually that led me to. I'm actually a licensed therapist now, so
Paying it
it
forward.
it led me down that path. And I'm sure this will be a question down the road, but I'm a certified therapeutic game master as well as being a licensed professional counselor. So actually, I own a private practice where I do like TTRPG therapy groups. It's primarily geared more towards like neurodivergent, people. So like like ADHD, autism, things like that. So I have
Okay.
like kids, adults, teens, pretty much any age range. I try and like give them the brackets and then do groups.
Yeah.
So I'm running like, oh geez, like including my home games, I'm running like 12 to like almost 20 hours of games a week
Oh man,
with
I'd
like
be.
D&D, Dagger Heart, other stuff. Like I love it though, because
Yeah.
especially with the kids. I mean, the adults are it's wonderful. It's so much fun playing with the adults, but the kids are so creative. It's like it's really hard to get burnt out or tired of doing it because you show up, okay, we're doing this story, and the kid's like, I'm gonna polymorph this thing into an elephant to destroy this market building to get the bad guy off the roof, and I'm like, yeah,
You're
and
like
then
no rule against it.
and then the guards realize that they did it, so now they're getting arrested. Now they're breaking out of prison, and the rest of the people are going in and like tying people up and pouring buckets of poop on the guard's head to distract them to get their friend out. And I'm just like,
The poop
how did
bucket's
we
got to come out.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so much fun.
Okay.
And then
So the wrestling happened, therapy happened. So how long between you experiencing therapy and saying I am going to continue GMing and drag like my interest into therapy across that threshold?
oh man, it was instant.
Hmm.
So funnily enough, like I it's probably not the same day, but I'm just being dramatic here. Like the therapist was like, you need to find something to do other than wrestling because like I was very stubborn. I was like, oh, I'm hurt, I'm fine, I can do this. I took a bump and I couldn't, which is like when you hit the ground or hit the mat, I couldn't move my legs for like an hour or two. Like I could move them, but like they were so numb and tingling. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to retire. Like that was when it was like a big
Yeah.
deal, and that's so then that's when I started seeing a therapist, and I was like, man, but like, I love doing this D&D stuff. I was like, it's like I'll give it a shot. And then when I realized I wanted to be a therapist, I was like, it'd be so cool to like somehow take therapy and D&D and just mush them together.
Yeah.
And anyone I talk to about it, like, you can't do that. Like that's not fair. You can't do it. And I'm like, if you tell me I can't do it, I was like, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it harder.
And
Thanks.
yeah, literally, and, like the whole way through my master's program, and I was telling all of the teachers like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to do D&D and therapy, or like use TTRPGs, or just nerdy stuff. And they're all like, the whole time. And funnily enough, I had a news article written about my practice, and I sent to the professor, and I was like, I did it.
Sucks to suck, bro. Check
It
this
was,
out.
it was more of a joke thing because we have a good banter back and forth. But I was like,
Yeah.
I did it because they were really hopeful, but like I just don't see how that could
Hmm.
happen. And I was like,
But
I mean, I will definitely admit I gotten lucky,
yeah.
just like right place, right time. And it's really hard at first to convince parents to be like, hey, I promise playing this game is therapy. But yeah, I think the certified therapeutic game master really helps. So I went
Yeah.
through like a certification program, and they see the cert, and it's like a legit cert, like hanging up on my wall,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah, no, it makes
First,
sense. I mean, a lot of times you see like youth D&D games, and there's a lot of GMs that go into that just like from the angle like, oh, it's going to teach the kids like socialization, math skills. You've like cranked that up to 10 and said we're going to apply some rigor to this for um, people with neurodivergent mindsets, right? So okay, so you hero clicks, wrestling accident, went to therapy, got into more D&D and leaning into D&D with therapy almost instantly. What is that? What does it kind of look like to build a curriculum when you're trying to play games like this with the intent of like guided therapy?
yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily, I don't have like a curriculum, if that makes sense. It's more of, I have like it's by default built to be a social skills group. So like it's a
Mm,
lot of advocating for yourself, talking to people, asking for help, accepting help, relying on others or like uplifting others, things like that. It's just baked
okay.
in. But then usually with the kids, I'll talk with parents and the kids, but it's like we figure out what they're struggling with,
Yeah.
and then I will create scenarios or scenes or combats or whatever you want it to be. You know, it's built into the setting. So like if someone is really struggling with social anxiety, they might be put in a situation where their character, for whatever reason, it's like, oh, they chose a warrior, or they chose, I'm going to be a paladin, or I'm going to be something, not a bard. Like that, charisma is not my thing. But for whatever reason, they're the only character that can talk, and they have to talk down like a riot or talk their way through something. So it's like they're using real life skills, and like so they actually have. It can't be something like, oh, I roll, roll persuasion. I'm like, okay, cool. You rolled high, but like, what do you say? Like, you
Ah,
actually talk it out.
nice.
And so it's like they're practicing this stuff, and it's really cool because I always jokingly say like we're tricking their brains into learning these skills by playing a game,
Yeah.
because it's like if it succeeds, amazing. Like their brain is really perceiving. Okay, I use these skills. This is the outcome. Maybe it didn't go as they planned, but it's okay. I said this thing or I did this thing, and this is what happened. And then if it doesn't work out because the dice just rolls back, well, it's just a game.
Hmm.
It's like it's one of the it's really good, win-win. Because it's like, oh well, it's just a game. I didn't roll high enough. But when they do roll high enough, I'm like, what do you say?
Yeah.
Or what do you do? Or how do you do this? Or it's a lot of like getting them to describe what they're doing or how they're doing something or
Yeah.
why they need help with this. So
No.
it's a lot of just like we're playing the game, but it's just a little bit extra, a little bit more narrative, really.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, it's giving them a safe place to experiment and fail without like that crushing sense of like social stigma that you would get normally. It's a good way to tackle it. I mean, what's interesting too is that like a lot of discourse in like the subreddits for like DM Academy, they'll say the opposite for the game, but it's meant to be that like say for example, I roll for strength, I don't actually need to pick up the boulder in real life. So they're like, why
Yeah,
would you do that for charisma? But here you do it intentionally for that therapeutic reasoning, which is pretty brilliant.
yeah,
Um, but it's just funny how it like kind of switches there, right? So like players are like,
yeah,
oh, don't make them do that. Like they might be socially awkward, but don't force them to do it. It's like, well,
yeah.
they're
But
here for this purpose, right? They're like here to experiment.
yeah, it's like I'm not looking for like an eloquent speech, like someone like Brandley Mulligan, going off and explaining. It's just more of like, hey, I need you to let me in because I have a quest and I need to get in here to do this. And
Yeah,
I'm like, that's good. That's a great start, because they actually spoke. They actually, because I try my best to make it as immersive as possible as well. I have all the terrain, I have all the minis. I really try to have like music, everything. I try to make it so immersive that way they feel like they are the character.
yeah,
So when they're asking for this or doing whatever, it's almost like they are bleeding into their character, which is like a term where like your values, beliefs, whatever, go into your character, or even the
mm,
character can bleed into you. But so it's like the goal is to try and make the character and them like one, if that
yeah,
makes sense. So when their character is doing something, they technically are doing it, but in a safe space where if it fails, it's okay. But if they
yeah.
succeed, they're like, oh, I
They're
did that.
hyped.
It's not my character did that. It's I did that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a lot of fun just because there's usually a certain point. At this point I can kind of tell when it's happening, like where I'm like, okay, it's clicked. Like they're not, maybe there's some, a shy kid who's playing a big buff, Goliath barbarian, and they're talking like this, and eventually they're gonna end up just talking as their normal voice. They're
mm,
acting still their character, but their values and beliefs are kind of bleeding into that to where so like maybe the Goliath, barbarian would never help someone, but they see someone in danger and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go help this person, and it's like, well, why? Like because you would do that, not the character. So
mm.
it's almost like the opposite. That's what my character would do because the goal is to make the character and the person kind of interlace where it's like they're still playing a character, but it's like I'm gonna go help this person because it's the right thing to do instead of they sucks for it's a skill issue. They shouldn't have fell on that sword. And
Yeah,
it's like okay,
yeah.
but it's really fun watching just them progress, and then eventually they start mentoring other people. So like people new players will come in,
Hmm.
and it's really scary. And next thing you know, they're the veteran players are there kind of like guiding them through or talking and
Mm.
explaining things. I'm like
Show
yes,
if it's not, yeah, it's not as scary. No, it's
yeah.
good. I mean, it's kind of like it's therapy with a support group all in one shot, and structured enough to
Mhm.
where you don't have to go through that awkwardness of being like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do. It's like you're presented with these situations that are like fantastical, so you can just kind of like jump in. What I like about it there, right? Like you have the lower risk um, scenarios for people to experiment and fail with no real pain, but succeed and still get that nice crunchy success. Hitting that nat 20.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm holding on as long as it works. I'm like, let's go. Like,
Yeah, and
it's
I can imagine there's going to be a lot of room for that in the industry as it grows.
I really
It's
hope so because there's very few of us doing this stuff, and I'm like, we need more. Like,
yeah.
I don't even remotely want to be like, oh, you're the only person I've ever heard that does this. I'm like, no, other people do it, please. Like,
Please no. It's always good to be first. It's not the good
helping
only good to
kids
be
and
only.
helping adults. Like, it's so I'm like, let's
Mm,
just do what we can to help as many people as possible and have fun.
yeah, yeah.
therapy can be very boring. This is coming from a therapist. You know,
You
so
heard it here first, people.
let's make it fun, especially for neurodivergent people. Like if
Yeah.
we're having fun and engaged, the skills that we're practicing or talking about, they're going to stick. They're more likely to try this stuff between sessions. They're going to have more fun, which means they're going to be talking about it. They're going to want to talk about what happened with their friends or other people, or if they, the classic, oh, you play D&D and then your best friends type thing. It's like you have stories to share, and so yeah, it was like the more the merrier. Let's get everyone. Everyone should be a D&D therapist. Like,
Everyone should be a D. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
even just the concept, like if you were to take the D&D out of it, there has to be some level of research on like immersive like simulations and stuff to get people over like fears, right?
yeah.
Or like
There's
to just
virtual
talk about
reality therapy.
things. Yeah, there you go. So this is like a lo-fi version of that, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
better too, minus the motion sickness.
yeah, because it's like a lot of times. I mean, I'm a big novice on this, so I could be just saying random stuff. But like, I feel like a lot of it is dealt with like exposure therapy too. So I'm like, you will not put a VR headset on me and put me in a room full of spiders. I'm like, that's okay. No, thank you.
Pass, hard pass.
You can put a, I even think I have a spider miniature over here somewhere. If I did, I can. You
You
just give
did.
me
You
a
got rid
spider
of it because
mini.
you knew.
Yeah, you give me a spider mini. That's fine. Put me in a room full of real spiders.
Yeah, no, no.
That's
Yeah,
that's
mm-mm,
okay.
I'm good. I've been bit by spiders in several countries. Almost lost to a toad spider apparently. So
Oh,
I'm hard
okay.
pass.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually my second World of Warcraft character was nicknamed Nine Toes because of that.
That's awesome. Funny enough, I was just watching Parks and Rec, and the episode was Ron Swanson talking about how he got shot in the pinky toe as a kid with a no gun, so he only has 9 toes. I was
I
like,
bet you people probably thought that was the reference too, because that makes a lot of
yeah,
sense. Well,
that's
heck
funny.
yeah, heck yeah. So okay, so you had a pretty quick like ramp up. You went from like casually playing, getting in through the hero clicks thing, playing, and then pretty much instantly GMing to therapy GMing. What
Yeah,
would?
a decent gap, I guess I would say, because it was like 7 years of schooling
Yeah,
to
that's a
get there.
lot.
But at that point, I guess technically doing the pro stuff, but it was more of like
Mm,
like start playing
okay,
games, like that type
yeah.
of like hired
Mm.
games. So like it was like
Mercenary GM.
pretty much. It wasn't really big until post COVID. Like post COVID was when it was really kind of like doing a bunch of stuff.
Mm. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because like board games and TTRPGs really popped off because COVID,
Yeah.
VTTs, and all that. People had a lot of like I think the game industry overall had like a huge boom because people had time and they had to
Right.
pass it with something.
Turns out games are fun.
Yeah, turns
Yeah.
out, yeah. So it was actually a great thing for like the industry, for the hobby, I guess. Bad for everything else, but people learned how to connect in other ways. It's still carried over to today.
Yeah.
So, then I guess we can go back to that when you did like the Merc GM work when you were just out there as a free company man, picking up contracts. What was that like for you to say, okay, I've GM'd some of this game. I have friend groups that I play this with online or in person. What made you like finally have the courage to just be like, I'm gonna put my stuff on Start Playing or wherever, and just see if people will sign up to take my games?
Well, funny enough, it was someone asked me because I was just talking about, hey, I all I do is play D&D lately because I have nothing else to do. And they asked they're like, hey, if we pay you, can you come like run a game for us? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I did it, and I was like, that was pretty fun. And then they had a friend, like a friend of a friend, was like, hey, can you run a game? I was like, okay. And then it eventually then it turned into online, games, which that was a lot of it. I mean, I can't remember if it was Start Playing or not because I can't remember when Devin released that. But
Yeah, Devin at Start Playing.
yeah, I don't. But it was just like like online Facebook groups, stuff like
Yeah,
that. So but it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger,
yeah.
and then eventually I did. I mean, funny enough, I tried Start Playing. I can't get people to sign up for my games. I don't know. I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I like doing in-person games more, anyways.
yeah.
But yes, it turned into that. And then when I started my internship, or it's called practicum, but it's like a pre-internship for
Hmm.
like therapy stuff. I found a site and they were nice enough to let me do my D&D groups. I was like, this is
Hmm.
what I want to do. I was like, everyone's saying, I don't know. I was like, just please let me do it.
Yeah.
I promise you it'll be good. and thankfully it was great. It was so wonderful. I actually have a few kids that I worked with there that are actually at my practice now, like in my groups still. So it's been interesting watching them grow up. It's weird seeing like you were little then, now you're a lot bigger. But
GMRT
it,
said something similar with that, where he ran like a bunch of kids long time ago, and now the kids are old enough to be GMing for their kids, which has to be surreal. Yeah, yeah,
I'll be there eventually. It's gonna be weird, but
yep.
yeah. So it's like, but one really cool thing though is one of the kids that I was in the internship. They had a like significant issue with like socializing. It was really hard to get them to even talk in the group. And then I saw them at like a Spirit Halloween like 2 or 3 years later. I was like, I'm not gonna go up and say hi to them because I was like, like I can't, confidentiality stuff. But they were laughing. They had friends with them. They
Mm.
were like joking back and forth. And I was just like, man, like if I even played a tiny little part in that, like I was so happy
That's huge.
because
Transformative.
they could barely say a word as their character playing the game to like laugh. And I was like, yes, I was like, yeah, D&D
Yeah,
therapy work.
yeah.
But
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, that's it's not to be downplayed at all because you're changing the course of someone's entire life, like pretty early on, right? Like
that's the
social
hope.
social
Yeah.
skills are, I hate to say it, they're a large part of how we find like success and presence in
Mm,
the world. So being able to navigate that is huge, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, well, kudos on that. So eventually you'll be GMing for their kids, and then you're gonna be sitting there
Oh,
like, what happened to time?
right. Back in my day. Yeah.
Back in my day, we played on 2D screens, not these
Right. We didn't have
3D.
this cool VR stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool then. So, I guess we can get to one of the big questions here. So I
Yeah.
guess I do have to hone in on that one thing. So you had people that said we want you to run games for us. You ran professional games IRL, which is
Yep.
interesting because that kind of pulled you into it. Because a lot of other people will say like, I guess not as directly, but it was something like there was a store or there was an event, and I went to go try the thing, and then that kind of got them in. You were like solicited in, which
Yeah.
is a good
Yeah.
sign, right? That means people
It was,
liked what you were doing.
it was one of those things where like, you play D&D, right? I'm like, just instinct. I'm like, they're about to make fun of me. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They're like, that's sweet. We really want to play. We need a gym. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, we'll pay you. I'm like,
I'm in.
I'll say yes for free, but yeah, pay me. Let's go do it. Yeah. So it was
Yeah, and then
word of
what
mouth is
was
a powerful thing.
it?
I've learned over my life. Like you can have
Truly,
all the ads in the world, but if people talk and well, hopefully, if you do a great job,
yeah,
and they're like, hey, this person did a good job. It's like, okay, cool. So
yeah.
that's open and goal. Just have people have fun. That's the whole point of playing games in general is having fun. But if you can have the players have a great time and have a memorable experience and leave, and because like the last cruise I heard a few of the people like they were making jokes that were inside jokes from our what 3 shot thing, like we do there. They were
Yeah,
laughing about inside joke like on towards the last day, and I was like, yes. I was like,
yeah.
some said there's something we did in this group stuck.
It's
Let's
stuck.
go.
It's a bonding factor, which is huge. That's why I love it. I mean, ultimately, it all comes down to like community and getting people to like share interests.
Yeah.
Adding in the therapy layer is a whole other like combat multiplier to life. So that's awesome. So, what was it like getting ready for that first game? Like your process as a GM, being like for a professional GM.
I overthought it way too much. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting paid. I have to be, it has to be perfect. It has to blah, 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 blah. And then I showed up and it was just a regular game. And I was like, okay.
Uh,
I'm like, funny enough, the same thing with the cruise last year. I was even talking to Tim. I was like, okay, like, obviously been running games, professionally for a bit, like, but like for cruise, it's different, right? And he's like, no, man, it's just a game. And then I showed up and I was like, because I sent him like this huge thing I wrote for one of the stories, and he was like, that is way too much. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, dude, yes. Like it's three shots or 3 1 hour one shots where you can have like a 3 session story.
yeah.
I was like, am I ever thinking this? He's like, yes. Like, okay.
Ramp it down.
And then obviously then I showed up, we played our games, and I was like, oh, it really is. You're just playing a game. Like
I bet that
so
that first one has to always be rough. Like first pro GM and first like pro GM in an unknown setting, like outside of your home table or like something as crazy as a cruise ship, right? Um,
yeah.
yeah, so that's always something. That's why like we bring these up because like the world needs more GMs, more or less. It needs
It's
even
true.
more therapy GMs, based on what you're telling
Very
me.
true. Very, very
Uh,
true.
so it's always good to share this perspective for other people to see it and be like, oh, like maybe I will take a shot at it, right?
I really think everyone should give it a try once.
Mm.
It's one of those, first hits free. No, I'm kidding. But you might love it. You might hate it, but then you know for a fact, okay, I really don't like running games. But like for
Mm.
me, I think I've been a player maybe 20 times my entire life,
Oh wow.
which is crazy. I've played so many games. But yeah, so like I love running games, but there's some people who are like, I hate jamming. But I'm like, have you tried it? And then I have a buddy who tried it, and he was like, all right, it's kind of fun. Maybe I'll do a one shot every now and then. I'm like, okay, see, like it's not so
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I like
And then
about it.
other
You
people
get to
might,
play more as a GM. That's all.
yeah, and then other people might try it and be like, this is amazing. Like I've been missing out on this for who knows how long, and then sweet.
Well, you
But
got to
I
get
think
into
another
it.
thing too, like if maybe you can get it to where if you guys, or you guys as in whoever the group is, maybe they can just alternate. They can just do some one shots here and there. That way, everyone gets a chance to run a game. They might do a terrible job. Sweet, like
Yeah.
that's fun. I don't know if because it's like, oh man, I sucked, and it's like, yeah, but we laughed, we had a great time. So ultimately, it was a win. That's my opinion on it, but
No, I agree with that. I mean,
it's
I
be fun.
used I used to do a lot of, well, not used to. I guess I still do, like public speaking and stuff. And whenever I have like interns and things, my dirty little secret that I give to them is the same one that I use for GMing. And it's like when you're speaking, no one knows you mess up
Yep.
usually unless you start to look like you messed up or start to say that you messed up. You just
Yep.
keep the flow going, right? Like GMing is improv, so you just pick it up and
Yeah.
go. You
And that
can't
is
do
my
that for all things. Like some facts you can't just
yeah.
blast out there, but
That is my biggest thing. Like I love improv. Wrestling is I mean it is,
mm,
but it isn't.
hmm
Wrestling's improv. GMing is big time improv.
super
Even
improv.
being a player is improv. But like a lot of the stuff, like I've cut down my prep so much because I'm like I can do all this prep and then they go left and I'm like they need to go right. Everything goes great. They go left and I'm like, well, okay. Like I just have bullet points now where I'm like, this needs to happen if I wanted it in a scary forest, but they go down the fairy lane. I guess this thing's happening in the fairy realm now. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, so it's just, trying to give the players what they want while also, I guess what I like to say is I let them drive the car. I just make sure we stay on track is like the
you're,
biggest thing.
you're the
So like,
GPS yelling at them. Turn right. Turn right.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so it's like improv is so much fun because, and the big thing too, and I really pull this from Daggerheart is like giving players the choice to like interject stuff into the world where it's like, instead of you enter a creepy room, you see a painting of an old man, but you see blood down its eyes. Instead, it might be you see a painting on the wall. What stands out about this painting to you?
Mm,
What really makes you feel like the ick? And then they describe it, and then now that's canon in there.
yeah.
So it's like giving the players a chance, and then it takes a bunch off my back. But like I'm throwing the improv to them. I'm like, all right, what
Yeah.
do you see? And then they say whatever, and then I just work with that, and then so it's a lot of fun just bouncing back and forth and not knowing what's going to happen until I was like, okay, well, this bullet point really needs to happen for us to progress the story. But we're just
We got to stay on schedule. It's a 12
yeah,
minutes of the game. You should be
we're
here.
just running around with our heads cut off until something's supposed to happen. And it's like cool,
Yeah.
and then so it's a lot of fun.
I mean, it's also probably more to the core of what the game is for like collaborative storytelling. Because
Yeah,
if it wasn't for that, it would be a board game. If it was so
it
rigid, it
is.
would be a board game.
Yeah,
So the collaborative storytelling is awesome, and I think for a player like me, I would like that more usually because you get a hand in creating the story, and you're more likely to remember it anyways. Because there's a lot of like lore and stuff that you're not as familiar with as a player, so it's
yeah.
really nice to be like, you see this thing, what gives you the ick, right? Like, Foo Shark said that's a really interesting approach. I've never considered that. Uh,
That is like the core approach with Daggerheart. Like if anyone's yeah, obviously we are playing D&D on this cruise, but on the extra times, like if anyone that will be attending the cruise wants to play Daggerheart or hasn't played it before, I am a professional GM for Daggerheart as well. So like I will happily I've taught hundreds of people to play. I play it
wow.
all the time. So like
Yeah.
and I really like obviously playing D&D, but I love taking some elements like the thing where it's like, what do you see that
Mm.
interests you or something like that and kind of porting that over into D&D where we're still playing D&D, but it's like you guys have actual agency in this
Yeah.
world too. It's not just me painting this picture. Like we all get a brush, my brush might be a little bit bigger, but we all got a brush, so like let's paint this painting together and
Yeah.
make it all.
No, it's huge. And I mean, like, we're gonna, I think next week or 2 weeks from now, we end the block cabin sales for the cruise. So we're gonna start matching people for the games. So for you or any of the other GMs that are gonna watch this, when we match with your players, you could, if you want to run Daggerheart or another game, you could always say like, we could definitely do 5e or the next D&D, but if you would like, or I would like to do this, if you guys are interested, go for it. Because at the end of the
Oh
day, yeah, if they get a better experience and a better system and they want to go for it, like, man,
yeah, I mean, I guess this is anyone who, if you guys want to play Dagger, whoever joins me, let me know.
hey, there we
I
go.
I run both professionally, which sounds weird to say, but I do.
Yeah,
I play way too much,
I
way too
play way
much,
too much.
way too much.
It's
Like
professional development.
I built this for Daggerheart from a fear tracker.
Oh,
And
that's really cool.
this one's dead. Oh, there it goes. It even lights up. So like
Oh man,
I'm very extra when it comes to games. Like if you guys want to play Daggerheart, let's do it. You play D&D, let's do it.
is that too much
I'm
or
just
not enough?
yeah, it's,
Get
I'm a little
more
bit,
there.
but that
No.
was saying earlier. Like I get burnt out on something, and then I find something like, wait a second, I can take these pieces of wood and put them together, and now it's a tool for a game. Oh yes! And then I get super excited.
Yeah. I mean, just
And
think of all the things that you get to run through for GMing, right? Like right there, you showed a craft that you made with your hands versus like storytelling, improv, a little bit of math. Like there's so
yeah,
much that goes into it. The models, 3D printing, like you got going on.
man, I can show you guys like this is just some
That's
like
the war chest.
yeah, like that's a rotating shelf.
Oh,
And then
wow. Okay.
this, and then I have in my office, I have thousands of miniatures in the tub for use. It's like I'm like I go way too, but I love it though.
Yeah.
It's something that's fun, because like I still am. I'm permanently and totally disabled from getting hurt in the military. So like if I'm really hurting, it gives me something to do.
Yeah.
I can paint something. I can make something. So it's like it's fun too because I have way too much. So then kids will be like, "Man, I wish I could play," and I give stuff out. Like I know,
Nice.
I've actually I know Zach, the other
The
Zach.
other
You guys,
Zach.
we're both tattooed up too. So it's like
Tat Zach? No, the other Tat Zach.
yeah, I don't know if Zach O was on here yet, but he donated a lot of stuff. And I was so grateful. Like I gave out
Wow.
from all that. I think I've given all of it away now.
Wow.
Like paints and miniatures and other stuff. Like I collect stuff, and then kids are like, "Oh, I just want to play, but I don't have the stuff." I'm like, "Well, here you go. Here's the books. Here's the dice. Here's the minis. Here's the maps. Go have fun." They're like,
Have
"Are
at
you
it.
serious?" I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea. I have too much stuff. Like,
Yeah.
here you
Yeah.
go.
And that's a
Go
hobby
get
that tends to stick with us. So, like, much like the social support that you're giving them through the therapy side, like, even just doing simple things like that for kids is pretty much transformative. I mean, I never, like, I grew up in Miami, and the nerd thing was basically like, oh, down looked on, um, which would have been awesome. Like, I would have started my nerd life so much earlier for sure if I had people like you around.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I wish because I was like, it's one of those like you're like I watch anime. You just get ready for them to say something, and then
Yeah.
now it's like I watch anime. Like, oh really?
Yeah. Yep.
I play Dungeons and Dragons. They're like, you do? I'm like, you're not gonna laugh at me?
That's
Okay,
the what was the skit?
all
Is
right,
like,
let's go.
are we best friends now?
Really though, I know. Funnily enough, oh man, it was like a year or two ago. Some guy like whoever heard D&D, and I said we both said the line at the exact same time. We were both like, "We best friends now." And we were like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's like we didn't rehearse that."
Yep,
It was
no, it's a
crazy.
natural moment. I mean, it happens on the cruise sometimes, and I always feel bad about it because there's people that aren't part of the event that are just cruising, and they'll see like the T-shirts or people like with dice and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh man, are you guys playing games?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a whole convention downstairs." And I'm like, "Oh, can I go?" And then we usually have to break their heart when they come down. We'll let them like check out the space and all, but like the cruise lines usually say you can only have the people registered to your event in this private space.
Mhm.
Yeah, which sucks because like every single one of them that comes down, I'm like, no, please join us. This is fun. Come on. But
Well, we
yeah,
gotta
it is
figure
what
out
it
like an
is.
open space. It's like, well, technically, this isn't part of the convention,
Yeah,
but we happen to have
little demo
thousands of
table
miniatures
outside.
out here.
Just pick up games like chess in a park, except it's D&D.
That'd be great. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so you had quite the accelerated draw into it, from being asked
Yeah,
to GM,
I
adding
I have
therapy
a
into
very
it.
narrow, spicy brain, so
Narrow
like it's one
spicy.
of those things I go all in.
Is that spice rocket fuel? Like what's the?
have no idea. I got the touch of autism and ADHD. It's a it's a great combination. It's one of those things. If I like something, I love it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
use your powers for good there, so that's all right. So, okay, so out of that, I have here for another question. We already got your journey. So, from all these things that you had, what, and you kind of hinted on some of them,
yeah.
but for you up to this point, when you think of your favorite moments GMing, what really like bubbles up to your mind?
Oh man, it, there's too many to like. I can go down the list forever, but
Yeah.
like I actually think like I wonder if I have it on here.
Could even
I
be
like this
a concept of like
all
that, like when people get jubilation of like hitting the D20. So things, however
yeah.
you want to frame it, is good.
Well, am I allowed to show a picture of people from the last cruise if I had their permission to like take the photo and share it?
Yeah, it should be able to. If not,
Okay,
we'll redact it if they yell at us at some
fair
point.
enough. Let me see if I can.
Redacted.
It might take me a second to bring this up, but it was the
Yeah.
last cruise, and I actually had that. You know, I'll show the audience because this is really funny. There
uh,
was this miniature. This is not the same one because I didn't win it in the giveaway. I was so mad, but there was this really sweet zombie miniature, and I had it. I was
Mini.
like, you know what? Because in my story I did, they were on an island that was technically it was summoned from another plane of existence into the world,
Mm.
but then it created. It was like imagine being sent to Barovia, but then Barovia is then sent to the real world, but then it's still shrouded. So it's
Mm.
like you're there, but you're not there, but you're there. And so there's going to be an evil lich doing all this stuff. And in the end, he would absorb a bunch of undead and just get more powerful. That was it. But
Yeah.
then I saw that mini and I was like, no, he's absorbing them and getting bigger now. It's like,
It went from like just getting stronger to becoming a meat
yeah, because there's
mech.
like undead coming
Yeah,
out of it, like
that thing
all
is
this stuff.
insane. That model's crazy.
And I was like, yes. And when I have a video where I like actually revealed it, and the whole group's like, "Oh no!" It was great.
That's what I like about minis is like the instant shared consensus on what they're seeing. Because sometimes in our mind's
Yeah,
eye we see different things, but that's kind of like in your face. Like, yeah, look at this giant meat zombie mech with other zombies falling out of it. Have that.
yeah. It's like now this is what you're gonna fight. I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah, it's like I've made a huge mistake. Can we not do that now? Hmm. Yeah, that's got to be cool though. It's always the fun thing dropping the giant minis. I think I gotta print some more. I was trying like the hard filament prints for instead of resin for things. I don't know if this will even show up, but this
Oh,
guy's
it's
a
oh yeah.
like a shadow beast. So this is actual
Is
like
it the
hard
filament?
plastic.
That's nice. I've been debating because I used to make them with FDM printers the minis and they just look so bad. And
Yeah,
I tried resin. I was like, this is
yeah.
amazing,
Resin was
and
game changing for it
I've never
for.
gone back.
Yeah, that's why I was like testing this one just to see how it kind of worked out, and it's pretty good. It has some flaws trying to peel things apart, but minis are awesome. I'm also into the plastic
Oh,
addiction. Games Workshop back there.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I actually have. I don't know if you guys can see or hear it,
Let's see.
but
We can see it. We see you dropping the model,
you see
just putting in the
their,
middle.
their yeah, there's their faces, and they're just like that's my favorite thing.
No.
Maybe not that. I mean, obviously, I think that might be my most memorable thing game wise.
Yeah.
But like just that feeling where the players are so invested that something happens, and they're just like genuinely like, "What? Like, are you serious?"
Yeah.
And I love it.
You've
It's
crossed
so
the
much fun.
threshold when immersive reaction becomes real life panic.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah.
I think I have another one too from because I worked with D&D in a castle, and I did a thing, and funnily enough, they like the video from it happening ended up in one of their commercials, and I was like, are
Nice.
they gonna show me? And it panned and
Ah,
stopped. I felt like Mike Wazowski, you
you-
know.
you're right on the
Like,
edge.
but it was cool though because like it was funny enough, it was a commercial of where they're like, you want to get players invested, you want them to feel, you want them to this, and it showed a clip of my game, and I was just like, yeah, because that's my favorite feeling, just players getting so invested that something like they just react.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you can be like, oh wow, but when they're like, oh wow, really, that's when I'm like, yes, let's
the
bring
the
it on.
lock in moment, the lean
Let's do it.
forward. Yeah, D&D in the castle. It sounds like a good Ken too. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's got to feel great. Yeah, it does. Let's see here. Okay. We also got some of your links that we have to share with everyone because you got two things to share here. So once you pull that up, we'll go through that, and then I got my big, I guess big question, more of a freeform question.
Is that the I think what you're talking about? Yeah, I
The moon
actually thought
money.
about that for a bit. I was like, what would I do? And actually, I have something that I'm wanting to do it now,
Oh, okay.
but obviously, it'd be way too expensive. But I was like, if I had all the money, I was like, I think I could do it. Oh my goodness, where'd it go?
Well, worst case scenario, we can. Well, I don't. Do you have it anywhere online? Like if you were posted on your YouTube or something?
I might have.
You
I
got to
made a
make.
post with all this stuff on Reddit, and
There we
in
go.
Reddit fashion, someone was like, "You have all this wealth of knowledge. Why not share?" I was like, "I just wanted to show my maps, man."
I
Like,
just want to show my maps,
I
not do
think it's
more
on there,
work.
but yeah, people are spicy on Reddit. I've learned.
Oh yeah, yeah. The last real place on the internet is getting super spicy with patience on that
Yeah.
stuff. But it is good. I mean, to
Well,
share what you know. I did a post for us about like some of the terrain we did for Battle Barge that went pretty well. When I was expecting to get trashed on good old Reddit. Um,
yeah, it's like a badge of honor. I think you have to get trashed on Reddit.
yeah, it's inevitable. But it would be cool considering like these shots that you got, like that one, like putting the model in there to make your GM Zach's like greatest hits.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I have the photo. I'll have to. Maybe we can you put it in post.
Well, yeah,
But
we'll put it in post. We'll check the
yeah,
mic with.
basically it was just something, and one of the players was like, and it was like it was genuine, and I was like,
Yeah,
yes, I'm like yes,
you stun locked him for a moment.
yeah,
Oh, that's super cool. Okay, I mean that's always fair. Is like seeing that genuine reaction is like the real payoff for a GM when you get into it. Like it's really good to see that it carries over when you're a professional too, right? Rather than being like,
yeah.
I'm here for the money. I don't care about your emotions.
My problem is I don't care about the money. Like I need the sure. I guess I need money to be able to pay for bills and stuff. Like
Yep.
even with therapy, I'm like I know you have to pay me, but like I love doing this. It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. That's always
But
a
yeah,
rough
so
one.
I feel like I haven't really worked a day so far doing this stuff. Like I just get to go and have fun,
Do what you
and then
love. Never work a day in
I
your
get
life.
if I get some money, cool, nice.
Yeah.
I'll use it to buy more D&D stuff. But yeah,
You're gonna need another dungeon there at this rate.
probably.
Well, I mean, like I guess that leads into this question was if you have infinite, I'm talking about like whatever money, time, and access to resources or personnel to do your vision, what would that look like? Like, what's your dream ambition if you didn't have to worry about any of that stuff?
Well, I feel like if infinite money, I'd be like, I'm gonna take over the world. No, I'm kidding. But but I think like if I had like it's something like a blank check, you get it if you want to do something, go do it. I
Hmm.
really would love to do something. Are you familiar with 20-sided tavern?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
see, it's like I went and saw them up in New York, which was wonderful. It was so cool. But I was like, I want to be able to like bring that to like schools or
Mm.
places where like drama clubs where it's like, hey, we're gonna play, D&D or whatever game, but we're acting it out at the same time.
Mm.
So it's like theater plus D&D. Because I've brought it up to a few drama departments, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, man, I'm
Mm.
not. I was like, but just something where like you can, kids can go and like, especially neurodivergent kids, but just kids in general can go up
Yeah.
and like express themselves, play their characters. Where so instead of being like, I swing my sword, like they say they have a sword and they swing it, like I swing my sword and hit them. What did I get? And an audience member rolls for them. It's like a 2, and they're like, you know, kind of like what we did last cruise. Like towards the end with
Oh
Tim
yeah,
and
that was the
Linda.
D20
But like,
Showtime. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like that, but it's also D&D. Like you're
Yeah.
actually running a game. You have a GM, but like you're more acting the stuff out.
Yeah.
But like I would love to find a way to like bring that to where kids, teens, even adults, like people would have access to like do it, have fun,
You know,
and because people love theater. It's like it's basically theater. We're just a little
yeah.
bit of shenanigans added to it.
Well, and it's nice because like people that like kind of want to get into like theater or the game itself or LARPing, right? Because you're towing into
Yeah,
LARPing there. It gives more structure than just actual improv, which is very scary for people to be like, oh, I'm just supposed to riff like completely. Here it's like you'll
yeah,
declare an action in response to a scenario, and even your outcome is prescribed, but how you act it out is fair game, right? So that's
yeah.
super
So it's like
interesting there. You know, where
even
you
with
might be able to
that,
do it is I used to work for Parks and Recreation, which is funny because I always go
oh
to
yeah,
conventions. Yeah, so I didn't blow off my toe when I was young, like
mm,
Ron. Darn.
You can
But
change your story though.
that's true. I could. I'm right there. Ron Swansoning it. We always had space in the rec centers and stuff, and always were looking for like community act volunteers.
Yeah.
You might be able to go that way if they have
I'm not,
space
I
available.
haven't. We do have a few parks places. I haven't thought about that. I might have to
Yeah,
look into that.
yeah. Definitely reach out to like your local Parks and Rec
The hardest
department.
part is always just getting people to show up.
Yeah, it
you,
is.
you go there, you're sitting there like, all right, let's go find out. Like,
You're just a mad lad acting it out in the park at this point.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it'd be so much fun just to have like where we do private, I guess not rehearsals, but like we just play and then we have our showing where people, parents and whatever show up, and maybe it's just the season finale of the campaign that we're doing. So
Mm,
like they get to see the climax of the mini campaign we're doing. So
yeah,
like by then they're experienced, they know what they're doing, they're familiar with their characters,
man.
and then it's like here you go.
That'd be a big
But
graduation tier for people that are having like social issues to then do that. It'd be like
yeah,
you've made
that's
huge
actually
leaps, my friend.
a big thing I actually work with my individual clients. Like one of the goals for some of them is to make it to the group because they're like, yeah, that's a bit much. But like some of them, it's like, hey, what if we work our way to get to the group? Where you're doing the groups, you're around people, you're talking, and so it's like it's one of those it's cool things where like the group might lead to individual clients where they don't do the group anymore and they just work with me one on one, but then the one on one can lead to people doing the group. So it's like, but then it's a fun cycle for everyone, and then eventually they graduate. I'm like, go on, be free,
Go
go
on,
go
be
do it
free.
with other people. Yeah, but it's fun.
It's like spreading the infection, the mind virus of GMing and playing games socially. That's
Right,
awesome. Yeah.
go be free, play games, have fun, be good.
So with this, you basically have like infinite money. You'd pretty much be able to go to schools and offer this as a service to them and say, "Hey, we want to do this with the kids, the theater kids," and well, it's an extracurricular activity.
Yeah,
It'd be cool, like if Wizards of the Coast supported more stuff like that. It seems like they used to be more supportive, and they kind of just like not don't do it anymore.
yeah.
Um,
I've been trying to network my way up. I've thankfully been lucky enough to be able to talk to Spencer Stark a handful of times. He was like
hmm,
one of the creators of Daggerheart. I've worked with Darrington Press. I've
nice.
finally got in touch with Dwarven Forge. Like I'm trying to network work my way up to eventually be like, all right, guys, this is what I want to do. Can you maybe help me supply this? Could you maybe help with this
Yeah,
type thing? Just I'm like, we're getting there. We're
yeah.
getting there.
No, it seems pretty cool, and it also seems very feasible. Like your goal is ambitious and feasible for like considering you have infinite money, and it's really helping out like a lot of kids
Well,
in
if I had infinite
community.
money, we would have Matt Mercer be the GM, and I'd be a player for once.
It's like
So
a circus just for like DMs across the schools, like doing a school tour. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
like, all right,
awesome.
we're going to Westbury, elementary next week. Get ready.
Get ready.
With a bunch of 8-year-olds, and they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to do. I'm like,
I don't know what
figure
I'm
it
doing
out.
with my hands.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool though. Yeah, and then one thing I always tack onto the this end of the question that I've started to become curious on, and I think is interesting to see is in this money, is there any IPs and or game systems that you would love to see like married together to make a new game for you to run? Like I know Daggerheart's great, D&D's great. Last week, GM Powell said basically like if he had the ability, he would make a Beast Wars Transformers TTRPG. What's
That
your what's your IP of choice to make a TTRPG or something?
I think like a WWE
Yeah,
theme. Maybe not specifically WWE because there's AEW now. There's New
yeah.
Japan. There's so many great promotions. Everyone's always like, it's one of the other. I'm like, just like them all. Like I don't know. I like D&D and I like Daggerheart. Oh no,
I'm
it's like
That's kind of brilliant because like there's a whole fan base for wrestling on its own. So you'd be giving some of the fans in that audience like a TTRPG system to say like this is like the World Wrestling League, and you get to make your wrestler, and it's kind of like not a lethal, maybe lethal. I don't know how you want to run it, but like the Mortal Kombat of like global wrestling. Like
yeah,
it's kind of like a superhero RPG, but it's a wrestling
yeah.
specific one.
Because I did a rest. It was very short lived because we what was it? We started playing a Pokemon TTRPG after we saw it was like it's a thing,
Yeah.
and of course Nintendo cease and desist, so they had to stop. It was so much fun playing it though. But yeah, we did it where it was just like you were like champions of each region for like wrestling or fighting or whatever, and it was
Mm,
like basically Mortal Kombat. It was a very short lived mini campaign where it's just like a tournament,
Yeah.
but we used D&D rules, but it was like non-lethal, but you can use your weapons and
Yeah.
stuff. And if you did kill them, you would just get revived, or it's like, like Fortnite style, you just poof, you're away, you go back to your universe or something like that. But it was fun. But like if I had unlimited funds and I can get some IPs, I'd
Yeah.
find a way to make a wrestling TTRPG.
Well, heck, I hope even without the IPs, I hope you can craft something up because that sounds like a heck of an opportunity. Just it's a really interesting niche for the hobby, and that there's already so many fans for it that would probably love like I get to be that wrestler now, especially if you're able to figure out mechanics for like the trash talk sequences that lead into the
Yeah,
fights as some kind of like build up for the combat. That'd be funny. That would just be amazing if you could
right. Roll
thematically do it.
intimidation.
Yeah,
Wrong foot. It's like, oh, yeah,
yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be fun. Yeah.
New project. There you go.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh
Yeah,
man, I show up on the cruise. I did it. It's like
yeah.
a document this big. Like,
Heck yeah. Well, that's I've been unfairly pressuring people through here and be like, what are you trying to do? Oh, you could do that. We're gonna see you next time. Next year, we're gonna talk about this again.
yeah, that would be fun though. I think too. Also, like a Pokemon type thing.
Mm,
Like I love Pokemon, but
yeah.
there's Edelmon. I don't know if you've heard of. It
Mm,
was Battle Zoo, Edelmon. Oh man, I'm blanking on the company. I don't know, but basically, it's they made Pokemon for D&D, where
mm,
you're an Edelmon trainer, and you're basically a Pokemon trainer, and you can capture Edelmon, which are Pokemon, not really like D&D monsters, but
yeah.
Pokemon, and you can like battle them and train them. But you can also port it into your D&D game. So like you can be a you can be a paladin, you can have a warlock, a bard, and then an Edelmon trainer,
Ah,
where it's like you're basically like World of Warcraft, like a hunter.
yeah.
So like you send your beasts in to fight, and you're more in the back supporting and doing
Mm,
stuff. And I was like, that'd be cool, but like just a dedicated like catch them and win the championship and go to different regions and stuff. I think that'd be
yeah.
really cool, but I don't want to get sued. So
I don't want to get sued. Yeah,
yeah, I
Pokemon's
don't
like the
want to get.
most litigious one. Zombie said we're using it in one of my games. It's hella dope. Is it the
Okay,
Edelmon
awesome.
class? Yeah, yeah. But I won't
Yeah,
let my baby
I
fight.
haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance to actually play it, but I did make a Daggerheart version for whenever it does come up. I was like, I want to be able to play it, but it looks so much fun. Like I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear someone's tried it out and likes it because
yeah,
I
yeah.
I very much would like to.
They're not much of a monster battler from what I see here. They said they
No,
won't let their baby fight, so they're a
wow,
Pokemon collector, not so much
yeah,
a Pokemon fighter.
like you're not gonna hurt my
Should
baby.
be.
You're gonna get Mama Bear. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know you're in for trouble when the Pokemon trainer just like rolls their sleeves up and like starts walking
man.
towards you.
Ash Ketchum was not afraid to throw hands.
Yeah.
There's several times where he's like,
Ass
oh,
catch him,
oh,
Ash catch him, ass toss him. You know what I mean?
yeah. He's like, you're gonna find out why they call me Mr. Ketchum. You know
Catch these hands.
exactly.
Said nope. I take damage, not baby. Nice.
I
Well,
feel that.
cool. So you have a couple things there for sure, and they're all feasible. So I wish you the best on that adventure. If I ever
Well,
do have
thank you
a
for the
moon
things
full
I
of
didn't
money,
know I was gonna start doing, and now I am. So
yes, excellent, excellent. You just got to combine it so then you're efficient with time. You'll get a Pokemon wrestling game.
it's just
The trainer's a
fighting
wrestler.
Pokemon. It's
Yeah,
just fighting type Pokemon. That's it.
fighting type Pokemon. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we have here that you gave me two links. School.com Dragon School. Let me put the about in chat. Let's see. So I'll put this in chat. Nope, nope, that's the Discord. Bear with me, folk. I'm grabbing a link, copy link, so we can have it. There we go. So what's tell me a little bit about this the school link that you
Yeah.
gave us.
Yeah. So if anyone's not familiar with school, it's SKOOL, not regular school. But I think the best way I can describe it is kind of like a Facebook group meets Patreon, where you can join a community, participate, share information, but they also have things where you can do courses, you
Hmm.
can unlock content, and you can do different tiered. So like I have a free tier, which everyone you can go in there, they can share stuff, they can chat, all of this stuff, and then I'm blanking on the. I don't have my numbers in front of me. I think it's like $25 is the next one, but basically then you unlock courses. So I'm working on courses of the fundamentals of TTRPGs, and then eventually it's going to be coming out with like how to do it with a therapeutic intent. Even if you're not a therapist, you can still kind of do
Hmm.
it with therapeutic intent, where it's like, okay, like I'm not a therapist doing this, but there's nothing wrong with learning how to do social skills a little bit better. Like
Yeah.
here's ways that you can enhance your games, or here's tools that you can use. I think because I also uploaded, I have all of the resources I've ever accumulated ever is all in one Google Drive doc, which I put on there too. So it's like you can go in there. There's thousands of maps that I've acquired. For
Wow.
whatever. There's STL files for 3D printing. There's adventures. Pretty much any. It's just like I don't want to hoard this information. Like I have this stuff. Use it. Like go
Yeah.
be a GM. Run your games or give this to your GM so they can use it or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's I'm trying to build a fun community where it's not just me being like, okay, guys, here's some stuff I want to share. It's like you share it too. Like what's on your mind? What works for you? What do you like? What do you not like? You would disagree with something I said. Because whatever you want, it's like that's why like the Facebook group part comes in where it's like you can make
Mm.
posts, you can share things, you can like things, you can comment, you can do whatever. And there's also courses,
And there's yeah. By the way, there's also courses. Yeah. Said
Yeah, but like, I don't necessarily like. I'm not doing that for money. I want to build a fun community where people can go and share stuff.
yeah.
If I happen to make some money, cool. But like I said, I'm just gonna buy more D&D stuff with it for my therapy practice. So it's like I'm not. Yeah, it's like okay,
It's
like
a
cool.
it's a miniature laundering business. That's
Oh, you know what? It pretty much is.
I take money and transform it into resin minis.
Really, really. I've printed thousands of
yeah.
minis. Like, 'cause, like I have like a build plate where I can make like I don't know, like depending on the size, like 15 to 20
Oh wow.
ish. So
Yeah.
I'm just like print.
Man, that's like a
Oh,
whole
done,
squad
print,
in like a war game right
transform,
there.
print.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I want to get into Warhammer, but I was told it's very frowned upon to print minis for
Yeah.
like
Well,
for I guess are they called minis? I don't know what they're called
yeah.
for Warhammer,
I
but
joke with it when we were on the battle barge cruise. We just kept calling them war dollies.
yeah, I'm like I want to play so bad, but
yeah.
I can't get anyone
Yeah.
to invest enough to buy an army to then
Hmm.
try the game. So I'm like,
Yep.
well,
Yeah, it's definitely an expensive hobby, but
yeah,
we had that too. So like we ran the Warhammer cruise. Well, it's not a Warhammer cruise. It's battle barge tabletop
yeah.
war
Dan was
games.
telling me about that. I was like, man, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like Dan really helped hold it together for like a shared campaign between Warhammer, Kill Team, and Wrath and Glory role playing sessions. So it was really cool. I mean, if the Wrath and Glory thing goes off, I'm definitely going to be trying to be like, hey, D20 GMs, any of you guys know the 40k systems? Come on over.
I
Fushark,
I will learn it. Teach
yeah.
me, please.
Teach me, yeah. Then you'll get into
I
the
will
hobby
learn
real
it.
big. But we
Yeah.
allowed proxies. Like we surveyed the community, and it was like 85% were like, yeah, I don't care for
Well,
print
that's
people
good.
printing. Yeah,
That's good to know.
yeah. So people were proxying, and Fushark brought up there is a war game that was built from people that like 3D printing that were Warhammer fans and sad that they couldn't like proxy or have that creation
Mm.
called One Page Rules. Actually, the model, that big
Oh,
model that you
okay.
got, yeah, that came from their war game.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so like they have whole
Oh, yeah.
armies that you can do, and they literally it's like a one, 2 page or like two-sided 1 page rule set, and you print all their models and you play the game, and it's a rules light version of like Warhammer.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, man.
That sounds fun.
Yes. I'm just
Because I have
destroying your
like
free time.
I have like a big ass table in my garage. Like it's like a Warhammer sized table.
Do it.
Someone was just throwing out, and I was like, I'll take it. And it's just sitting there, and I'm like, this would be perfect for Warhammer if I could play it.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, man,
Well,
I
here's
want to play so bad.
tie it into the D&D and make like, oh, we're gonna do the battle. Here's the rule set from 1 page rules. I was trying to do that. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
do it for 2027 because what worked in Battle Barge was we had that shared campaign. Was trying to do something like that for the D&D players to be like, hey, here's like a big war side of it, and
yeah.
your games are affecting this like metaphysical
That'd be
war.
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more time on that. So hopefully we have more time up to 2027 to do it. But I'll chat on that. But yeah, it's super cool. Zombie even said you had me at STL files when you were talking about school, the school page.
Oh yeah. So it popped up. Someone joined. So if that's you. Yeah.
Nice.
Go to the resources. I mean the courses, and it's the resource library.
Yeah.
And you click on there. There's maps. There's adventures. There's
they said
there's so
pending.
much. There's so much. There's so much stuff. Like it's
They hit the
crazy.
ground running on that one. Yeah. So speaking of, there's also a post that you shared from Facebook here for Monster Maker Challenge.
Oh yes. So I'm doing I think it's fun. Monster Maker challenge where it was initially thought up like okay, like 'cause my daughter drew, and I'll just show some stuff here. Still have the photos. Yeah.
oh,
So my daughter, she drew this for me, and she was like, "Oh look, it's a kangaroo, pig, frog, wizard."
I
I was
like
like,
it.
"Cool." And I was like,
Kangaroo
I
Pig
wonder if I
Frog
can turn
Wizard.
this into like a miniature." Well, so I got this made up
Hmm.
with it. And I was like, okay, it's fun. Like, she's like, it's so cool. Well, then I was like, what if I turned it into a miniature? So I figured out a way to create a miniature from an image.
Hmm.
and I'm like, this would be so cool to get inspire kids to draw and come up with monsters. And so what the Monster Maker Challenge is anyone, any age, doesn't matter, literally anyone. You could be a baby somehow and draw it, go for it. But so it'll be you make an image. I will then turn it into like a monster
Yeah.
for you, and you can even give it a stat block, or I can write up a stat block or something if you want for it. And then the community is going to vote. So there's like, I think it ends on the 31st. I can't remember if it was tomorrow or the 31st, but there's still time as of right now.
Nice.
But so the community will vote on what they, I think it's like the overall favorite, the like the cutest or like most
Mm,
creative or something like that, and then the most like deadliest looking one.
yeah.
And then whichever those top three categories, whoever wins those three will have their drawing turned into a miniature, and I will ship it to them for free.
Oh,
So
nice.
like if they, if you can make a character, you can make a monster, you can anything, and so it's like I'm completely hands off on who wins. It's like, well, they got the most votes, congratulations.
Yeah, that's super
So
rad.
I think it'd be really fun just to hopefully inspire kids to start, and adults, teens, everyone. But like I said, it started off because my daughter drew me that little photo, but
Yeah.
it's like, let's be creative. Let's make some monsters. Let's come up with a back. Oh yeah, I guess another thing too is you have to submit like a 1 to 2 sentence brief backstory or description of it.
Yeah.
So it's like this. Like she said, it's a kangaroo, frog, pig, wizard, and he likes to summon fiery pig spirits. I was like, perfect.
Perfect.
So, yeah, like, that's cool. So yeah, it's like if you want to join, it's free. Like I'm not trying to get anything out of this except hopefully
Yeah.
people have fun drawing monsters and coming up with some fun creative backstories and stuff for things.
No, it's always super cool. That reminds me of like the concept of like game jams and stuff, where it's like here's a theme. In this case, it's monsters, like D&D monsters. Get your creative juices flowing and make something. Yeah, Zombie said so the Feywilds, and then Nice Intelligent Gamer said, unlike us when we rigged the vote against kobolds in the first 2 years, intense kobold voting has been happening in the Event Cruises
Well,
D20
no,
community.
team Cobalt all the way. I was
Team
on that.
Kobold, yeah, that's happening this year. They won. It's Kobold and oozes, right? Foo
Okay. Well, please put
gelatinous
me on Team
cubes.
Cobalt. I need this. I need this. I don't know if I have. I think it's somewhere else. I have I was Team Beholder last year.
Team
Like
Beholder,
I actually
nice.
have a. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
have Beholder.
you were set for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So I
you're
was
on.
like, yes,
You are Team
yes.
Beholder.
Because if I got the other one, I would have been like, I quit.
So said,
It's like
yes, you made a great choice.
yeah,
Yeah, the kobolds this year. I think the art of it is like three kobolds in a trench coat, so
I
it
love
should
it.
be fun.
I
Yeah,
love it.
find me on the boat. I have temporary tattoos. Hey, there you go. You get a kobold tat. Well, it's super awesome. We hit time here, which is good. I got to go talk business accounting with the boys. Make sure that we do the
Fun.
cruise side of it. So I definitely appreciate you taking your time and now dragging you into multiple projects, possibly Warhammer, which is my own personal addiction. Um,
Yeah, it's my
and
girlfriend's
yeah,
probably upstairs going, "Oh
she's
no."
no, not again. Don't stream
Yeah,
again. I'll keep dragging you in. Yeah, and when you get anything else that you want to share, drop it in the community. Let me know. Like you got a lot of cool stuff going on. Um, so yeah, I can't wait to see where we are come April when we're on the boat and see
yeah.
what
Like
you got moving.
I can truly say that the cruise was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. Like
Wow.
I'm 32 now, and like genuinely the most fun. And I'm like, let's see if we can have more fun next year.
That's the goal.
Or coming up because my girlfriend will be coming with me. I'm like, you get to see, because I kept talking about. I was like, it's so much fun. You know, but she's not super big into TTRPGs. She plays with me, but like
Yeah.
doesn't. If I talk about it, it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
So
why
we can
this
do this.
popped up. That's why
It's
this
gonna be
popped
fun.
up. We were like,
Yeah,
hey, we want to go on vacations, and if you have friends or family that are like, I'm kind of into it, not really, go enjoy the cruise. We'll adopt your nerd and
yeah,
drag him down to the dungeon or
yeah,
put him in a suite or
exactly.
something. So yeah, man, thank you,
We'll
and
work on some game. We'll have fun.
yeah, we'll have a great time. So yeah, we'll share. I think there's been a post and everything out there. So yeah, we'll chat again. We'll share some stuff. If you have anything coming up, drop it in our promo chat in our Discord. And
Yeah.
all you viewers, thank you for stopping by again. We'll be back next week, I think, with who are we with next week? Let's see. Every single week has been awesome. This is the highlight of my week, usually.
It was fun. I love watching all the interviews because we got some great GMs. Like everyone's so awesome. It's whoever,
Yeah,
if anyone is watching who's like going to be a player, like whoever you get, you're going to have a great time.
yeah. We're
They're
so
all wonderful.
we're so lucky with that. So actually, it's Jay Africa. That was the first person that I reached out to about the cruise in 2023. He was a group
I love Jay.
organizer in
Jay's
LA.
great.
Yeah, he'd
We
be
could
another
get
good one to talk to about like
culinary.
theater. So he's big into
Yeah,
theater as well. Yeah.
him and Tim, they just took me under their wing when I got I was a little lost. Like, come on,